Good morning, Rabbi Isai. Lila Nishmasi Mimirasi Rusbas Mordechai. Hayoim Shloisha Besrim Yoim Shem Shloisha Shevuos Ushnei Yomim Boimer Loimer. Last night, by mistake, I said this before Ma'ariv, and I couldn't say a bracha that night. But I could continue saying, they say I could continue saying, Rabbi Isai, check this out. You're not going to believe this. I love this for many different reasons. Belgium Siyum, Avisan, and Elichai Lerer saying the Hadron, arranged by Yitzi Eisenthal. Nice oilam, very, very nice oilam. And Yitzi he's an ambassador, he's in charge of the group, and he took upon himself also the rest of Europe. But check this out, here it comes, Rabbi Isai. Belgium Chaver gifts their ambassador, Yitzi Eisenthal, a voucher to fly to Eretz Yisrael to attend his first live shir at MDY. It's unbelievable. The Kitzer, the Oilam has a car satayv. Boston Siyum, arranged and hosted by Reb Hananel Wiener. Wow. Nice. Boston, nice. Rebbe, I just wanted to thank you officially again for the amazing program from Mesechus Makos. Today we made a siyum for my 11-year-old son Eli. It just made me think about what an amazing opportunity I was given to learn with my son. Thank you for this opportunity and the nachas that came with it. May you and your amazing team, including those who shall remain nameless, continue to inspire more Yidden to learn Torah. Yoni Merzel, MDY Talmud since Yivamis, Passaic, New Jersey. Rabbi Isai, when I read this email, I cried. When I read it last night, I cried. So bring the tissues. I hope I don't cry now. I hope I don't. Last night I did. Please keep anonymous if shared. So I want to give him a yishkoyach because he didn't want me to read it at all in public, because obviously from the email you can figure out who it is. Not you, but his friends and neighbors and everybody else will figure out who it is. Yet he agreed that I should read it because it might give somebody chizuk, and I think it will. Before I introduce myself, I'd like to ask a favor in your forgiveness. This email may be a bit long, but I'm sharing raw emotions. If this email is read publicly during shir, kindly ask that it be kept anonymous. Some people may still figure out who wrote it, but I would still prefer to remain unnamed. My name is, I was born and raised in Kiryas Yoel. He's a Satmar Chassid. From day one, Hashem blessed me with a high energy level that the world calls ADHD. The Cheder system wasn't designed for someone like me, and I struggled just to get by. I hated opening up a sefer to learn. I remember my mother would beg or bribe me to go, but no matter how hard she tried, I resisted. At one point, I almost made a neder never to open up a sefer again. Eventually, I got married and moved to Monsey to start a new chapter in life. I began learning with a chavrusa every night, not because I was interested in learning, but because the chassan teacher told me to do so. It didn't last long. My wife gave birth out of town to a baby at 23 weeks. Here it starts. We spent 5.5 months in the hospital. Baruch Hashem, today he's 7 years old. He's doing okay, but he still doesn't walk and has a journey ahead of him. Meanwhile, I threw myself into work and began discovering many hidden talents. I started engaging with new clients, and Baruch Hashem developed many deep friendships along the way. May Hashem continue to help this move forward. Amen. Here's where MDY came into my life. During the challenges with my son, I was listening to various podcasts. Somewhere along the way, I stumbled upon latest talk episode right before Kiddushin began. I figured I'd try, why not? And the rest is history. Yes, it changed my life. Yes, it changed my wife's life. Yes, I've already brought in a few others and check in with them daily. Accountability. Fast forward. On March 31st, my wife gave birth to our second boy. We had waited for this moment for a long time, but Hashem had different plans. He gave us a beautiful, sweet child with a serious heart defect. So he has the older one that's 7 years old, doesn't walk yet, and now he has this kid with a heart defect. Just 3 days after birth, our baby underwent 5-hour open heart surgery. He still needs 2 more surgeries. We're now entering our 5th week in the NICU with no discharge date in sight. He's in the hospital right now writing this email. Even though we're mentally prepared, it's been hard to stay focused. But one thing hasn't changed, the daf. I listen every day, sometimes late at night. I'll admit, most days I don't understand a word. My head is spinning. But I'm still so thankful that I've been able to stay committed. This is all in the schus of my 2 children. Hatinoik ben Chavaleah and Yeshaya Kohen ben Chavaleah. I'll end with one last story. I remember that at the 20-week ultrasound, when the doctor told us our baby had this condition and that we'd start genetic testing, I was in the lab getting my blood drawn, feeling like my whole world was collapsing. And what did I do? I took up my phone and started watching the daf. As crazy as it sounds, this was the truth. This was my truth in that moment. I really wanted to share this in person. I tried during the Shabbaton, but it wasn't possible. And coming to Bet Shemesh isn't likely in the near future, though I dream about it every day. He's in the hospital, dreaming about coming to Eretz Yisrael. I'm writing this now while doctors are preparing for an additional procedure scheduled for Tuesday, May 6th. Is that today? Today? Perfect timing. He wrote this email like a week ago, so this is mamish min hashamayim. If this is read beforehand, please have in mind. Rabbi said, let's have in mind. Hatinoik ben Chava Leah Refuah Shelamah. For a successful procedure and a full, speedy recovery. Thank you for everything that you've done for me, my family, Klal Yisrael. May Hashem give you the strength and freedom to continue this holy work with much Hatzlacha, your heartfelt gratitude, your Talmud. And I see why I cried yesterday. Baruch Hashem, I think I held it pretty much together. Whew, okay. Very emotional. Guy, people go through such things in their life. It's one kid, another kid. Wow. From Pinny Taub, the famous Pinny Taub, I want to take this opportunity, you can get rid of the tissue, to thank Shirley Pesach for opening his house to Staten Island and Linden Nissim. I also must thank the anonymous sponsor, Menachem Dubovik, for encouraging me to pull it off in one day. Unfortunately, it looked like great chutzpah during the... He's apologizing because when they went live, we saw Staten Island live and everybody's on the phone and I was talking to them, they weren't answering. Basically, they weren't connected at that point, and you don't have to apologize for that. There's a technology glitch, and we had a full 2-minute delay. I'll blame it on our leader, Michoel Schwab, who dished us and is sitting at the live share right now in RBS. Aha, that's what he's saying. Mechi's here today? No. He was there, so when he wrote this, I got it. Okay. Yishma, I urge everyone, listen to this. I urge everyone to join the community WhatsApp groups. I know we have more members here in Staten Island as well as in Linden, but if you're not in the group, we don't know who you are. We want to take the next event to be much, much bigger and better. Thank you, Rebelli, for continuously giving us geschmack to do the daf. Thank you all the chaver behind the scenes, the sponsors, and special thanks to Mark Ashkenazi for always being there. Listen to this. I love this one. P.S. Joining the WhatsApp group is so crucial. We did not have even one litvak at our siyum. An MDY siyum without a chused and a litvak dancing together is a terrible chil Hashem. Pinny Taub and the Staten Island little chaver Pinny Taub. Here's the picture. Now one chused. This is Pinny Taub right over here. This guy. He's the most Litvish looking guy, but he's not Litvish. All right. What else? I got this 3-page email, but I don't know his name. Shlomi Rosenberg sent this to me. Look, check this out. I'm not exaggerating. 3 pages. Basically, if I don't read it, I might not read it because I forgot. I said I'm going to read an email from 3 days ago and I forgot. Basically, he says that he was 50-something years old when he started, and right about now he's 3 years with MDY or something, and he's going to do his first Siyum Hashas. Oh, he went to Nativ. I'll tell you the story. He was at Nativ and they asked him to speak there. So he gets up and he starts speaking, and a guy says, he takes questions, and he says, no. So one of the boys says, what kind of learning do you do? He says, Mishnayos and Musar and Chumash. And the guy says, and what about Gemara? And he felt like, wow, the guy got me, like in public. He left the place, and as soon as he left, he started learning. That minute, that's when he started, and now he's making same shots that happened 7.5 years ago, and he wants to tell the Olam that it's never too late to start. And talking about Nativ, we have here, what's your name again? Natan Rosenbaum. He got 11 guys from Vaseret to learn Masechtas Makos, and now 6 of them rejoined for Shevuos. How come not all 11? The Zman, there's too much learning.
Not Ian, it's not learning.
Someone back to
okay.
What? Someone back to America?
Yeah, we only have like
someone back to America.
Shoshana.
Rabbi Sai, somebody wrote in, I forgot the guy's name, a good friend of MDY, I forgot, a famous guy. He wrote in an email yesterday, and I made a shtickle chayzik, he said somebody has to step up. So somebody stepped up, I don't know who, maybe he himself, he took the Musar. There is a Lakewood Siyum this Thursday night, sign in today, MDY Siyum. Hopefully Aaron Hirsch is in this. Here's another guy from Melbourne, Australia. I was very strong this year, fell off. Now I hope to finish shots with their belly. Thank you so much for your shiurim. Faraway cousin Australia, Mordechai Dunenbaum. My grandfather is a Benedict. There's a Benedict coming on the safari with us. And here you have 3 guys from the same family. Moshe Kaplovich, 13. Yitzchak, huh? What did you? Oh, no, not yet. I'm just reading. My son Yitzchak and I will finish the Mikros the 2nd time during a sim for his bar mitzvah. His son, they were doing a daf together, and his son remembered, the picture of the 2-headed char. Mr. Show will send pics by the bar mitzvah. Dr. and Mrs. Yosef Kaplovich. In the corner, you can see a favorite Magachir on the screen. Here they are, 3 of them doing Masechtas Makos. Rabbi side, the Masechta is sponsored by Anonymous. Hatzlacha, bruchnius, uvagashmius. Thank you. Monthly sponsors: Leah Zechrya ben Moshe, Leah Zechrya bas Yosef, Yoni Klestzick, Refuah Shelamah, Yehudit Brayna bas Tzvora, Rivka, Parnasa Birevach for Baruch, Tzvi, Nissim, Shoshana, Leah, Jeff's Gourmet, Los Angeles, Moshe Aron and Miriam Landy, for that Hatzlacha of all our children. Daily sponsors: Motty Taub and Family. It's also a kiss from Hashem that I read the email today. Happy birthday, Tati, Pinny Taub, Staten Island. Keep on davening, inspiring us for many healthy years. How do you pronounce this? Ike Schwab? I-K-E. What? Ike. Thank you, Reb Eli, for making it enjoyable for our son, Michoel Schwab. We are proud. Malke Kramer, l'chvoid 3 doiros shesimu makas biyachad v'tchilu Shevuos. 3 generations. Bali David, ubni Yitzchak, ubenai Dovi. Mother puts it in, a grandmother, unbelievable. Ari Cohen. Leah nishma Sarah bas Zalman Aaron HaLevi zechariah levracha on her yahrzeit. Zechariah levracha on her yahrzeit. Emily and Andrew Fuchs. Leah nishma Shein bas from Nachman alav shalom. Aleha shalom. May she be a melitz yosher, melitza yishara for all of us. Innovations. Chus for official. Achanan Akiva Rivki Mrs. Stefansky. Art of the month. For Shlema, if you don't Tanitim Ben Bashev Bracha. For Schus for rebellion, the whole MDY staff to continue to make Torah and joy for so many. In honor of Yossi Klein and Mark Ashkenazi for all the work they do. Boys, amazing daf today. Mamish, Shmak. I think, Mendy, you're going to enjoy it. You learned this daf yesterday? You're going to like it a lot. A lot of Shmak charts. So, what happened yesterday was as follows. In the Mishnah it says that there are 4 Shevuos. 2 for the future, 2 for the past. And we said that according to Rebbe, it's because he learns the concept of riboy, miut, riboy. So, just a quick review. Riboy, for instance, in Pinny Taub, it says, it also says, I'm not going to say then it says, it also says, Berkach HaChamesha shekel, which is a miut. So, the Torah says you could redeem your son with anything. Then the Torah says is very, very, very specific to one thing, kesef, silver. That takes everything off the table. And then when the Torah is marba again, it puts everything back, but limits one thing. If you do a riboy, it limits one thing. If you do a klal u'prad klal, it could limit many things. Anything, it has to be similar to the miut. So, in the case of Pinny Taub, it would limit real estate and slaves as well. But Rebbe, you see Rebbe learns, riboy. So you only limit one thing. So if you only limit one thing, so by Shevuos also, it includes all Shevuos. When the Torah talks about Shevuos, it includes all the Shevuos, future and past, and it'll limit just one Shevuah. If a person swears that he's not going to do a mitzvah, that's one thing. But it includes all the Shevuos, and you get punished for all Shevuos. That's what Rebbe's going to hold. The problem is the Rebbe, throughout Shas, doesn't learn riboy. He learns klal u'prad klal. You have to go with one. You can't just pick and choose. If you do klal u'prad klal, you always do klal u'prad klal. So the Gemara is going to say why this is different. Why over here many people learn riboy, even if they typically learn klal u'prad klal. So says the Gemara, we're holding mamish in the middle of a line, but we're makayim those who know the quiet halachas of Daf Yomi, which are, it's almost always usher to go more than 1 or 2 words into the next daf. You're looking at me like I'm serious. Not that serious, but we try to keep to that rule. Even if it's the middle of a word or a sentence, like in this case. Yeah, listen. We usually don't get to Amud Aleph, but when we do, listen, you could go. You don't have to finish the whole Amud. That's one of the halachas. You can stop in the middle of Amud. You can be Amud behind. But to go into the next Amud is from the big Yisurim. So Baruch Hashem, we're smack in the middle of a line. It answers the question. What's the question? The question is, on the one hand, Rebbe says, in our sugi, he must hold riboy miut riboy. What if you don't hold riboy miut riboy? Then Rebbe's not going to be able to hold 4 Shevuos in the Mishnah. Then it's only 2. Because klal u'prad klal is going to remove more Shevuos, including the past Shevuos. You're only going to, but since he learns riboy miut riboy, he's going to learn here. The riboy miut miut. You have tishava, all swearing. Lahara lehetiv is only the future, which is a prat or a miut. Let's call it a miut. Bishvua is a riboy. So you have riboy miut riboy. Rebbe says that includes all the Shevuos in the world, minus 1 that we never even discussed, Levatel Mitzvah. So, says Gemara, Ba'al Mekloli Prati Darsh. Usually, you're right. You prove to me that when it comes to Martzeya, here, the awl, that you puncture the Eved's ear when he doesn't want to leave, he loves his situation, he wants to stay with his master, you give him a hole in the ear. That you have to come on to klal pratu klal. So you see, Rebbe does learn klal pratu klal. So usually in Ba'al Meklali Prati Darsh, you're right, he does learn klal pratu klal. V'hacha, by Pinny Taub SI, very, very simple. Ki the Tani very small, b'mayim shnei pa'amim. Ein ze klal pratu klal. Ela ribo miyat. What's going on here? Here we go. Check this out. What do you see over here? You see green, red. What is that called? Ribui, miyot. The miyot is not in the middle. The miyot is at the end. Oh, that's very different. When the Torah says that all aquatic creatures have to have fins and scales, but it says in all waters means your well, your puddle, all waters. And then the Torah says, only in oceans and in moving waters and things like that. Which would be mashma, that if you take a sip of water from one of these disgusting, a swamp with a bunch of mosquitoes and larvae and toads, you'd be allowed to drink it. Because it's only by yamim u'benechalim that you need snapper v'kaskeses. But if you're drinking out of stagnant water, then you're allowed to drink aquatic creatures without scales and fins. But no, we don't learn it like that. We learn mayim bayamim. It's ribui, right? And we turn that into a ribui. Even all the shitas that hold that all throughout the Torah you do klal prat klal. In this case, many are going to say it's a good ribui. It's a ribui miyot. Why? Because the two ribuis are together. It's not a typical two klals are together. Mayim is a klal. Mayim, the top one is one klal. Bamayim is another klal. And bayamim is a prat. So we flip that into a ribui, miyot. So by us also, here look, this is a ribui, and then a miyot. We have a double ribui and then a miyot. So, what does that have to do with us? This we didn't pay attention to when we were learning. Look at that. Over here we also have a ribui miyot. The chamesh shkalim doesn't come in the middle like we depicted the whole time. Ribui, chamesh shkalim, ribui. Chamesh shkalim comes at the bottom. So here we have a case of ribui miyot. So even Rebbe holds, klal prat. Rebbe holds is going to be. We have to flip it into a ribui miyot. There's a lot of shitas like that.
He's saying that everyone that normally holds klal prat would hold.
Not everyone, and here we have a shita. Check this out, Rabbanon, who argues on Rebbe, Ravina, ki the amri b'marava. Like they say in Eretz Yisrael, kol mokum shata moitzei shtei klolos hasmuchos zel zeh. In this situation where you see ribui and a miyot, hatel prat b'neiim v'dunim klal prat. Take a look, Rabbi said it's very gishmak. Look at this. They don't hold. Over here you have a klal prat. So what do? Check this out. Rabbi said, Mendy. If you have a klal prat, you make it into the klal pratu klal by pretending that the last prat goes in between the klal and the klal. That's what they say. That's how they argue. Otherwise, you'll hold that it's a ribui miyot ribui. Oh, so now we have a very big problem. What did you just tell me? You just told me that in the case of Pidyon Ben, Rebbe holds that's a ribui miyot ribui. What about Shevuos? What about here, this one right over here? Ribui miyot ribui. Would Rebbe hold here ribui miyot ribui, or would he hold klal pratu klal? He's going to have to hold klal pratu klal. Why? Because this is normal. This is the ribui is in the beginning, the prat is in the middle, a ribui in the bottom. We said the only time Rebbe says ribui miyot ribui is when there's two klals together and then the prat is on the bottom. But in our sugya of Shevuah, it's normal. So when it's normal, Rebbe goes back to saying what he says in all of Shas. What he said by Martzeya. What do you say by Martzeya? Klal bratu klal. So by Shevuah he has to say klal bratu klal. So how many Shevuos does Rebbe have then? If you say klal bratu klal, how many Shevuos do you have? You're down to 2. So how come in the Mishnah he said 4? The whole thing started yesterday because how does Rebbe get to 4? He says svara. And then he says, oh, no, because it's a ribui miyot to ribui. Ribui miyot to miyot, I get to 4. But that's ribu miyad demiyot. We brought a raya from Pinyan Ben. That's in Pinyan Ben. Because over there it's different because it says 2 ribus and then a miyot. But that doesn't work by Shevuah. So if it doesn't work, back to the first question. How did Rebbe figure out that there's 4 Shevuos in our Mishnah? Rebbe's the one that wrote the Mishnah. And he wrote that there's 4 Shevuos, not 2 Shevuos. According to Rebbe, there's only 2. Hashadam is Rebbe Klalu Prati Darish. But Kashi Shevuos. We have a bomb. We don't understand Shevuah. How come he said 4? Shevuos not about Rebbe Kiva. You're right. Rebbe himself doesn't hold it. Rebbe himself would hold there's only 2 Shevuos. Why did he write it in the Mishnah? Because he's compiling a cool list of things. It starts out 2 in the Torah, and they expand to 4. According to Rebbe Kiva, we have such a thing. It's called a Shevuah. According to Rebbe Kiva, it says in the Torah 2 Shevuos, lahara u'leheitav, only 2 in the future, and we expand it and we make it 4 in the past as well. I, Rebbe, don't hold this, but I'm compiling a cool list. It fits right into my list. He himself doesn't hold it, but it doesn't matter. For his list, it doesn't matter. You don't have to hold everything that you put in your list. Gufa. So we did the sugya. Let's get into it a little bit. Let me just see right over here. Yeah? Because of the gala. If you have a klal pratu klal, just it explains it. Klal pratu klal goes from 4 types of shvuos to 2. Only the future. Okay, yeah. I will eat this gala. I'm not going to eat the steak. Great. Now, we said that the typical case in the Torah is a person had an awareness that he was tamei. He forgot that he's tamei, and then he figured out that he's tamei. He said, what did I do? I went into the base, I can't believe it. Yeah, like me last night. I know that it's Sfir Sa'imer. I knew it, and I forgot that you're not supposed to, so I didn't have a Ma'ariv, whatever I forgot, I said it, and then, I remembered. So there was an awareness, a forgetfulness, and awareness. And in such a case, you bring a carbon oil of a yared. If you walked into the Beis HaMikdash being tamei, knowing that you were tamei, and you forgot about it, then you go in, you have to bring a carbon oil of a yared. Let's say you did it, let's say you forgot completely that there's such a thing called tamei. According to the Mishnah in Krisos, that's what Rabbi Simon asked me. Then it would be chatos. If you didn't know, you had no idea, you never went to cheder, you're about tshuva, you just showed up to yeshiva now, like the first day you're from. You run to the harabais. You don't know. You don't even know there's such a concept. So then you bring a chatos. We're talking about a person that knew. He knows everything. Just he forgot. He forgot that he went to a funeral yesterday. So we're going to see if that's true, according to everybody. So here we go. How do you know this? That you need an awareness and then a forgetfulness and awareness. Just chazar from yesterday. Here's in the pasuk it says v'nelam twice. What does vanilla mean? Vanilla means that it got lost to him. Divrei Rebbe Kiva. Huh? Rebbe Omer, Eino Tzorech, Harehu Omer, V'nelam, Miklal Shioda. No, just yesterday, Mil Shir, all of a sudden I hit me, so I'll just share with you. I had a friend that's a vegetarian. So I said, if you're a vegetarian, like you don't kill, so how come you eat fish? He said, no, fish are different. Because fish don't remember so well. They don't remember. So I said, I'm in trouble. Like, I don't remember anything either. So then all of a sudden I'm fair game now. Rebbe Omer Nitzarach, Harei Omer V'nelam, Miklal Shioda. So Rebbe says, no, I argue on you, Rebbe Kiva. I have an extra V'nelam. I have extra V'nelam. So if I have extra V'nelam,
I believe you have a friend that's a vegetarian.
I do. I have a few.
I can't believe he hasn't killed you
How
yet.
does he know fish?
Huh?
I can't believe he hasn't killed you yet.
For other reasons, not because I forget. Think about it. How does a person forget something if he didn't know? What does vanilla mean? He lost it. He became. You had to know something in order to forget it. So you knew it. So in other words, there was a yediyah, there was an awareness, and then a forgetfulness, and then he knew again. So if so, then the vanilla is extra. Vuyada, and it says before in the pasuk on the bottom. Check it out. Vuyada, and he knew. Harikan shtei yediyos. First he knew. So kitzer imkei matam loymar vanilla. So why the second vanilla? L'chayev alelam tuma v'alelam migdosh. Rebbe Kiva says the first V'nelam comes to say that the only thing that you can forget is that you are tamei. You cannot forget that there's a Beis HaMikdash. And Rebbe says the opposite. Since the V'nelam is extra, So Mela, it comes to tell me you're chayiv even if you forgot that this is a Beis Hamikdash, even if you forgot that this is a piece of Hekdesh. Kachim. Omer Mar, V'nelam Miklash Yoda. So now you just go into that word. How do you know from the word V'nelam that you used to know? My mash. Aluma means right now he doesn't know about it. V'nelam means in the past. V'nelam. Anybody speaks V'nelam imenu. Okay, so it means in the past. In other words, it was a setup to a question. He knew that that's what he's going to tell him, so he says, okay, very good, but what are you going to do with the next thing? It says in the Pasuk, that the husband didn't know that she was Mizana. But V'nela means, according to you, that he did know, that he used to know that there was a problem and he forgot about it. But if he used to know, we're talking about a saita. You know what? I'm going to show this thing because we all saw it 10 times, but there's a lot of halachas there, and I sped it up a little bit. If a person suspects his wife that she's going with somebody else, so he has to warn her not to have yichud with that man. What? You never saw that? So now, and she didn't listen, so they bring her to Bezdin. Then they have to remove her hair covering. They have to remove her nice clothing. They give her ugly clothing. There's a lot of different halachas, lachluchas. And then they mamish make her crazy. They walk her to the front gate, to the back gate. They think that maybe she'll do tshuva. They walk her here, they walk her there. Then they come in, and they bring it to that place over there. Then they have to write the psukim. They have to read it to her. They take those psukim and they put it into the water that they get from the kiyar. Here they go to the kiyar, fill up the vessel, and they actually, the wording gets erased, yeah? Now they take special dirt, they open up one of the, you saw that? There's a place in the ground right over there, they take the dirt, fill it in, now they erase, they have dirt in the water and the Shem Hashem is erased. They bring a mincha, Koimetz, Kmitza, the whole thing. There's a lot of halachas here, a lot of little detail. That's why I said maybe it's kedai to see once in a while. Do Kmitza, put it in the smaller kli. Then you have to do Tnufa Nagasha. The kohen actually holds it with her. So even hold her hand up, down, right, left, like a lulav. That's where we learned the whole concept of lulav. Then you bring it to what corner, Rabbi say? Southwest corner, like the airline. And touch the mizbeach over there. Great. Oh, pause. What happened? Then she drinks the water, and if she is mizana, they say get her out, because they don't want tum in the Beis Hamikdash. They bring her outside to the, and that's where she. Now what happens to the noyev, the guy? Okay, so that's the process. So now that we know what's this is Saita. That's the whole parish of Saita. Haregel achas. So says the Gemara. It says that the husband kind of knew about it. Now, if a husband knows that his wife is mizan, he's not allowed to be with her. According to you, in the past he did know. If he knew, then the water doesn't work. Tyson just asks. Maybe he forgot. Maybe he forgot. So they says, if he forgot, that means he doesn't care that much. How does a person forget that his wife was mizana? And the fact that he, forgot. Like Mendy was once stopped, and he told the cop says, why are you wearing a seatbelt? He said, I forgot. So the cop tells him, did you forget to zip your pants also? I mean, there's certain things you're not supposed to forget. And Mele gave him a ticket. And then he saw Taka that his pants weren't zipped, so he didn't give it. Huh? It happened? He's shaking his head. The second part also? Kitzer, if something's important to you, you don't forget. Well, but the water's not gonna check.
Nothing. Keep all information to yourself.
You know how many stories we have we don't tell you?
It's okay, I can make them up. Oh, here he comes. No, nothing happened. Nothing. Nothing. He's like me.
Yeah, exactly. Like
It says that the man is going to be absolved from any sin. And she's going to explode. But you have to learn. Only when the guy is clean and innocent. But if he knows that his wife Zana is not innocent, Taisus brings the Gemara in Saita, unbelievable Gemara. Not only is the man, the husband have to be, but if the guy's children, if he wasn't good with the chinuch of his children, the water doesn't work. Doesn't work. In other words, the Taisus is saying, I don't know, the Gemara is saying, we learned there. A person shouldn't think, who cares about myself? All I care is that my kids should be okay. I can do X, Y, Z. My kids will make sure that they go to good school. He says, no, it doesn't work like that. First, you have to work on yourself, and then maybe, like the mashal. Say the mashal. I still forgot who it was. Maybe somebody will tell me the Berditchever or I don't remember who. That there was a kid who was misbehaving. So the father said, you know what? He took one of these world globes and he broke it into 10 pieces and said, go, figure it out, go put it together. So 10 seconds later, the kid comes and goes, here. He says, what, you're a genius? He says, no. On the back side of the globe, there's a picture of a child. So I put it together based on that child. So he says, first, the person has to fix himself. When you fix yourself, you can fix the world. These are one of these Yisoidus. If your kids are, it reflects to you, and maybe it doesn't work. And another problem we have. We're just trying to figure out this word venelam. Does venelam mean in the past? By Torah it says that nobody will know the depths of the Torah. And from the birds in the heaven, it's concealed. What's concealed? The vast width of the Torah. It says v'nelma. According to what you said, it means that in the past you knew it and you forgot it. In the past. So what? There were human beings that knew the entire Torah of Aksiv Le'yodah and Esherka. Nobody knows how wide and vast the Torah is. So says the Rebbe as follows. We can see Rashi here, very, very important Rashi. Listen to this. An amazing Yisoid. Yidis Beis Rabbi Shalom Beis Rabbi Shanugea Betuma Tomei. He learned when he was 5 years old in Cheder that if you touch a dead rat, you become Tomei. Vuyada, now he's 72. Vuyada Shirgish Kishinoga. He knew that he touched a rat. But he didn't know that he's Tomei. Says Rebbe, that you once upon a time knew 65 years ago, you knew, or what did I say? I don't remember. 70, 65, 72. You knew a long time ago, in Cheder, when you were a baby, that's Tomei. So there is a little bit of Yediyah over here. That's what he's saying. There's a tiny bit of Yediyah. It's not that he knew and forgot. It's that there's a little bit of, in the subconscious, if you do, I'm not going to say ayahuasca. If you do some, maybe ayahuasca. If you do some sort of mental something, they put you in a certain state. The psychologists know how to do it. They could retrieve information to undo your trauma, your childhood trauma, right? All of a sudden you start remembering things that you never even knew existed. So you'll go in there and you'll remember, I did know that's Tomei when I was 5 years old. You're right, it's not a real Yediyah, but it's a little bit of a Yediyah, enough to be Mechayiv your carbon. Your mom is a little confused there. Exactly. Okay, so we'll get there. One step at a time. By the Saita, he doesn't know that his wife is Mizana. He's choshid. He had a little suspicion. That's enough Yediyah to be Mechayiv a thing. By Torah, you know a little bit of Torah, the little that you know, to know that you don't know everything. That's what it means.
You know that you don't know.
You know that you don't know. Exactly. A guy that never opened up a sefer doesn't even know what he doesn't know. Over here, listen, you know, we're working on it. It says in Shulchan Aruch Harav, you have to know all Torah Shabbat Peh, you have to know all the Taimiyam mitzvahs. There's a lot of stuff that we have to work on, and that's what we're doing. We're working on it. We're doing a daf at a time. But at least we know that there's hundreds of thousands of years of work that we could sit and learn, and we'll never know the vast Torah. That's what it means. The idea is not that you knew it all and you forgot it. There's a little bit of a subconscious idea over here.
You know it exists.
I think Torah and Tumah are different. They're different. Tumah, you knew 100%. This is it. But you were only 2 years old. There's amazing, how do you say, the Alter from Slobodka. He says, unbelievable thing. In the beginning, you think of the question, but the answer kind of is what's very powerful. He says, how come us as adults, we don't appreciate Matan Torah, Yitzias Mitzrayim? We don't. If we really visualized it in a 3D kind of thing, and the Rebbeinu was there, and the Torah, and it was so live, and so this, we saw the Yitzias Mitzrayim. We don't appreciate it like we need to. And he says, unbelievable. He says, when did you figure out that there was Matan Torah and Yitzias Mitzrayim? When you were 5 years old. So your understanding of Matan Torah and Yitzias Mitzrayim is a 5-year-old understanding it. All through the years, you added to the 5-year-old. You had a little concept like this, and you found a little bit more of Havana like that. But at the end of the day, you're a 5-year-old with understanding of a 5-year-old. In order to really appreciate it, you have to erase it and start over and try to figure it out as yourself. Not like your Mora, who barely knew anything. She's a Ganenet, and she's 16 years old, and she taught you Matan Torah. You have to redo it. Many other things in Tanakh also, if you think about it. Who Esav is? Who's Yosef and the brothers? Why did they sell him? We don't know, they're bad guys, they sold him. No! There was reasons, and there's things, and back, forth. So I think it's the biggest side. Says the Gemara. Unbelievable.
Somebody went to his mother in the womb.
Because he wasn't a human then. I don't think that's not a human. That's like a malach kind of. It's a neshama learning. I don't know. It's different. Miko says the Gemara. If what you're telling me that you learned in cheder counts as some sort of subconscious knowing awareness, the Mishnah says a case of a person who never knew, who didn't have an awareness, and then he had the awareness at the end, which we said. Is the chitza is mechaper? I think the chitza is mechaper for that. Either the pnimi or the chitza, I don't remember anymore. Mika the less ideas, but Rabbi, I don't understand. We all learned it in cheder. According to you, we learned it once, so everybody knows. So there was always the idea in the beginning. How can you tell me a case? So what's the answer? He was a kid that was dropped off in the monastery in the concentration camp in the World War II, and he grew up a Christian, and he never learned this halacha of tumah. He never learned. There's such a thing. There's something called the person never learned. That's what it's talking about according to Rabbi. So we learned, Rabbi say, these are the cases. This is very gishmak. What do we learn in the Mishnah? The Torah says, do not take out from your house into Rosh Hashanah. So there's two reshuyos, there's two domains, private and public. Do not take out from your house into the public domain. Right? These two things. I'm not going to show the movies all over. I'll show it in a second. But it goes in that direction. From your house, outside. That's what the Torah says. What do we figure out logically? That it's also Deraisa, but going from the public domain into the private domain is also Deraisa. So we have 4. So, wow, they're missing the best part. Now, the Torah, look, check this out. In Hilchos Shabbos, there's Akira and Hanacha. You have to lift something up and move 4 amas and then place it down. So there's 3 steps. Lifting up, moving it outside from your house to outside, or in this case, it was in Rosh Hashanah, and putting it down, hanacha. That's midaraisa. What if you're missing one of the steps? You didn't lift it up. Somebody put it in your hand, you moved 4 amas and then put it down. Or what if you picked it up, moved 4 amas, and somebody took it out of your hand? You're missing one step. Midrabanan, that's aser. Memela, if you think about it, I'm going to show you all the cases step by step. If you think about it, now instead of 4 cases, how many do we have? 8. We're going to take each case and just, you did half. Oh, so it says the Gemara, in the first Mishnah of Masechta Shabbos, what does it say? Check it out. I don't know if you can see here, I'll zoom in on it. Yitzias HaShabbos, Shtayim Shein Arba, it's 4, B'fnim, V'Shtayim Shein Arba B'chutz. It's 4 plus 4 equals 8. So how come our Mishnah only says 4? That's the question. We don't have to know all the cases. But I'm going to show you all the cases. Why over there 8 and over here? Says Gemara answer Hasam. Over there, it's Masechta Shabbos. I got to tell you all the details. What's a avos? Says Rashi. To take out from your house into Rosh Hashanah, that's avos. What's a tolda? To take from Rosh Hashanah into Rosh Hashanah. That's what Rashi learns. But our Masechta is just coming as a side thing. Avos Tani, Toladis Leitani, it's going to tell us Hitzah, not Achnasa. Okay, so let's just see real quickly. Check this out. He did a beautiful job here. So easy now. The Torah says 2 cases of Hitzah that we saw. A guy takes a bottle of wine from his house, puts it out in Rosh Hashanah. He did Akira and Hanach in Rosh Hashanah. The other cases, oh, by the way, this guy's called a balabayis because he's in the house. This guy's called a ani. That's how the Gemara calls him. He's a poor person. He doesn't have a house. He did the same exact, the bottle of wine traveled in the same direction. It went from the house to outside. But he's standing outside, so it's another case. What's the half case? Now we're doing the half, the Rabbanan. The Rabbanan is 2 people did it together. He extended his hand outside, and the ani took it from him. So the Balabayis did the Akira, and the ani did the Hanacha. Over here, the Balabayis put it in his hand inside the house. So the ani didn't do the Akira. The Balabayis put it in his hand. The ani didn't do it. All the ani did is moved his hand out from the house to outside and put it down. So he did half a job. Half a job is the Rabbanan only. Now, the same exact thing is B'Achnasa. Achnasa means going from the Rosh Hashanah in the opposite direction. Same exact thing, opposite. Here he does it by himself. He lifts it up and brings it inside. The Zakira Hanacha going from the Rosh Hashanah to the Rosh Hashanah. The other way is the ani who's standing outside, put it inside. It's the same direction, just where is the person standing? And half of that is 2 of them did it together. Here the ani put it in the Balabais' hand and the outside, and the Balabais pulled it in. So the Balabais in this case didn't do a Akira, he only did the Hanacha. And over here he brought it in, and the Balabais took it from him. So over here, he didn't do Hanacha, he only did the Akira. Okay, so we have 8 cases. What?
The previous slide, the 2 was a mistake.
Which one? This one?
No, one before the
Hitzah.
Why?
The top left, the top. No, not this one.
Hitzah, not Achnasa.
Oh, top left. Okay, we'll fix it. Where? This one?
Yeah, this one is the Rabban on the left.
No, he did everything. He lifted it up in Rosh Hashanah and he brought it into Rosh Hashanah. One more. You want to go through all of them now, Moshe? Where it's all Moshachris. This is perfect.
No, there's a mistake.
No. What's the mistake?
The Hitzah, top left and the bottom right is mixed.
Hitzah. He went from Rosh Hashanah to
The next one or the next one? The next 2 slides.
One more.
This one.
This one's a mistake.
Why?
Because the Hanacha is by the Ani.
The Hanacha was by the Balabais. The Akira was by the Balabais. He put it in his hand, and the ani took it out.
It's not the Rabban.
No,
That's right.
he didn't do the Akira. He did the Hanacha over here. Okay. We also fine. Okay, when we get to Shabbos, we'll fix all the cases. The idea, you get the idea. The idea is there's 8 cases. The 4 cases that we're adding here are when he does half. He doesn't do either. He doesn't do the Akira or he doesn't do the Hanacha in the other 4 cases. Okay. But I think that it's mamish understood here. Says Gemara. Always maininu. What are you referring to when you say always? Yitzios. Only these cases, right? Rabbi say, check this out. Yitzios. That's what the Torah says. The Torah only says one thing specifically: taking out from your house to the sidewalk. It doesn't say sidewalk to house, so we'll call that obvious. As the Gemara, Yitzio is tired to have him. Take a look. You're right. There's 4, but there's only the only 2. Akira and Hanacha. You have to do the full Akira and Hanacha in both cases, and that's only the top 2 cases. If you do half of them, that's already the Rabbanan. No. So maybe it's talking about the Raisa and the Rabbanan. Ptur over here doesn't mean Potter, it just means the Rabbanan. Yeah, Potter Avalasar kind of thing. In Masechta Shabbos, that's what we learn, Potter Avalasar. So if you're going to say that this case is, we're including also the Rabbanans, that can't be. Yeah? When it comes to the Nagaim, all four are in the same category. They're all usher the same way. So by Shabbos also everything has to be in the same way. Over there in Masechet Shabbos we're going to talk about the Raisas and the Rabbanans. So by us we're only mentioning the Raisas, which are Hotzah and Achnasa. Achnasa is the Raisa. It's not mentioned in the Torah, but it's obvious from the Torah that's what the Torah meant. But we're just explaining what I just said. What's the Hotzah? Hotzah is the says Gemara Tarti Udavin. Shtaim Hotzah, Shtaim Achnasa. Sorry, Shtaim Hotzah, Shtaim Achnasa. No, we have four Hotzah and Achnasa, 2 and 2. For Yitzias Ktani, but it says Yitzias Shabbos Shtaim. It says Yitzias, it doesn't say Achnasa. Omer Abashi Tano Achnasa Nami Yitzok Korila. The Gemara is going to explain why, but to take in. Sometimes when you say come in, you say come out. You use the same. It's interchangeable lashon. Yitzia could also mean to bring in. That's what the Gemara is going to say. The Gemara explains that. Mimai. How do you know such a concept? Daf Yomi Amud Beis. This nan hamoitzi mishus l'rishus chayil. See what you're doing, Gary Yishkoyach. Hamoitzi mishus l'rishus chayil. So it says 1 minute. Let me just. Okay, he wants to do this. Let's just do this real quick. The alternative of for year, Kinabation Zelsi in honor of our sons Kalmo and Yisrael, learning Sanhedrin and Makis with rebellion. Adar Global, still experts in international financial services, anonymous in honor of the tzaddik whose name we cannot say, who shows us what it means to be a giver and a tzaddik. Now we have to go over here, all the way to here. So this is a Mishnah in Masechet Shabbos Daf Ayin Gimel, and it says like this. This is a famous Mishnah. Tells us all the 39 melachas. It starts at Birevach, and the last one on the list, Hamoitzi Mishus L'Rishus. You notice? It says taking out Mishus L'Rishus Chayiv. This refers also to bringing in from the Rishus Rabbin, and it calls it Moitzi. So you see that Moitzi can refer to also Machnis. It is. It's a Derais, it's Avmalacha. No. It's the Torah says Hotzah, and what's the difference between Hotzah and Achnasa? So it's the same power, the same everything as it's just not mentioned in the Torah. I've been saying the whole time. It doesn't matter. No, it is Avmalacha. It is Avmalacha. Of course it's Avmalacha. It is. We said before it's not Av because it's not that it's not in the Torah, but it's Av Malacha. It's not a Tolda. It's the same strength. You get Misa for it. Going from Rishus Ram to Rishus Yachid. Bila is going to come Ayla Yule. Vikarle Yitzah. Vidilma says Gemara Kamabim Rishus Yachid Rishus Rabbit. Maybe it's only that case. MK Nisne Hamoitzim Rishus Yachid Rishus Rabbit. Why say Rishus l'Rishus? Rishus l'Rishus means from all the domains. We have 2 domains. Rishus Yachid Rishus Rabbit. It's from any one, either way, either direction. If you wanted to say only from the private to the public, so say it. Is it too hard to say it? What's going on? It's easy stuff. Shmak. The time am I? Oh, and what's pshat that you call like that? Anytime you uproot something from somewhere and bring it in another direction, that's called Eitzah. It doesn't matter if it goes from Rishus Ram to Rishus Yachid. It's also Eitzah. You moved. You took away, you took out this object from its place. So it's a Yitzah. Omer Ravina Masnisa Nami Daiko, and I can prove it to it. Diktani Yitzios Shabbos Shtaim Shem Arba B'fnim, V'Shtaim Shem Arba B'chutz. Check out that Mishnah once again. Look at this. It says Mefurish. Yitzios, the first word in the Masechet Shabbos. Yitzios. So if you're going to tell me that Yitzios means only to go in one direction from your house into the public domain, so look at it. Ketzad, let me give you an example, says the Mishnah. Poshat ha'ani. Who's the ani? The guy that stands in the Rishus Rabbin. He was standing in Rishus Rabbin, he stuck his hand in the house, so he was standing in the Rishus Rabbin and he put something into the hand of a guy standing in the house. So what direction did he go from? He went from the public domain, from where he's standing, into the Rishus HaYachid. That's the first example of a Yitziyah. And it's actually a Achnasa. So you see they're interchangeable. Achnasa and Yitziyah go together. And finally, Rava says an answer, and then we're done with the sugya. Rava Amar Rishuyas Katani. Yitzias doesn't mean to go out. Yitzias means a domain. That's what it means in the dictionary. When you look up the word Yitzia, it's going to say a domain. That's one of the definitions. So here, Rishuyas Katani. Rishuyas Shabashtai. There's Yitziyos. It's another way of saying Rishuyos, domains. There's two types of domains. Rishuyach and Rishuyas Rabbi. Rabbi say brand new sugya. Maris Negoim Shnaim Shinarba. So let's look at this quickly. In the Torah it says Baheres and Seis. And Baheres has a tolda, which is Sid, and Seis has a tolda, which is Beitza. Check this out, it's Givaldik. Baheres is snow, looks like snow. They're all white, they're all colors of white, they're all shades of white. And each shade, each time it gets darker. So the whitest of the white is snow. Then comes the wool of a sheep, seis. Then number 3 is sid, plaster. It's a darker shade. And finally you have the krum shel beitza. So sid goes under the category of beheres, and beitza goes under the category of seis. So this is givaldik. What is this important for? When you go to a Kohen and checks out Yitziras, sees white, doesn't care, this shade, that shade, if it's all within these shades, you're Tameh, you're Mitzayra. But what if you have a half a shear of the Tziras? The shear is a gris, the size of a bean. Half of the bean looks like snow, number 1. Half of it looks like number 2. So 1 and 2 go together. They're both avs, and they go together. What about 1 and 3? Half the bean looks like a beheres, half the bean looks like plaster. So because Sid is a tolda of 3, is the tolda of 1, they go together. But if it looks like egg is not in the category of beheres. So 1 and 4 don't go together. 3 and 2 don't go together either. They're not in the same category. But 2 and 4 go together, 1 and 3 go together. What? Which one? No, they don't go together. No, the 3 and 4 do not go together.
2 of us do though.
2 of us do. Tolas don't. Let's see inside. It's givaldik. Hold on. It's going to get better. Maris negoim shnaim shem arba. Beheres azak hashelik. Beheres is number 1. Shnia law. It's tolda. Kisida heichel. What number is that? 3. Seis katzemer lavan. Seis is number 2. It's a tolda. It's a av. I'm sorry. Shnia law kikrum beitza. And its tolda is the egg. The whatever the inside of the egg is 4.
Egg white.
Egg white. So, just to make it geschmack over here, take a look over here. Here you have all 4. 1 and 2 go together. 3 and 1 go together. Why? Because 3 is the tolda of 1 and 4 is the tolda of 2, so they go together. What doesn't go together, we only did one example. 4 and 1, let's say, do not go together. Okay. And there's other ones. 3 and 4 don't go together. 2 and 3 don't go together.
Makes 3 a tolda of 1. The color?
That's how it is. I don't know. There's the Torah says sapachas, and it just means that there's something with a darker color to that thing. How did they came up with it? I don't know. Huh?
Lighter and darker is more similar to the.
Yeah, it's the lightest of the 2 darker ones. It's the lighter of the toldas. So the lightest of the tolda goes 3 goes with 1 and 4 goes with 2. Or Mechanina Mantana Maris Nagoim the like Rebbe Kiva. It cannot go like Rebbe Kiva. The Rebbe Kiva, Kivin the Omer Zula Malam Azu, Vizula Malam Azu. According to Rebbe Kiva, it's very, very simple. 1, 2, 3, 4. You have to be connected to the one that you go with. So 1 can go with 2, 2 can go with 3, and 3 can go with 4, 3 can go with 2, but you have to be next to that number. So 1 and 3 cannot go together. So he says there's a big problem. So let's go back to this chart. Now it's beautiful. This is just to show that the Avodah is going to go with the Tolda. He says, where does 3 go? According to Rebbe Kiva, 3 cannot go with 1. It's too far away from it. You have to be 2. 3 can't go with 2 either, because it's a different team. He's on Team Beheres. Team Beheres has no connection to Team Seis. They play different teams. So Sid is stuck. Sid can't go with anybody. Sid is the name of the player. He didn't get picked by any team. But he could be by himself. He can hit a home run by himself, but he can't do a tzir with anybody. Let's say everybody there is you want to put them together 1 and 3. Ike says that even minay. There's number 2 in between them. The disturbs it. According to Rebbe Kiva, it has to go together. Let's say everybody says so. Put them together with number 2. Lav told the deyu. Iachi asked the Gemara from Beit Zanami about the Iman Tzarber. Now let's look at number 4. Who can 4 go with? 4 can't go with 2 because it's not close to it. So who should it go with? With 3? It can't. It's not. It's from a different team. So everybody says you can sit down. Let's everybody sit. Put it together. Sit. La bar mineu. So now we're gonna have to stop in the middle of the line. Rabbi Sai, have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Merit the schus of spreading Torah throughout the world. Sponsor a shir today. MDYsponsor.com or sponsor at MDYDaf.com.